Hello people, welcome. My name is Ihoma, and if you're joining me for the first time, a very big welcome to you. And if you're a returning subscriber, or if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me again today. So without wasting much of your time, I'm just going to go straight into the topic. So today's topic is something that I always talk about. It's always a conversation starter for me because I feel like it's something that many of us should be conscious of, and that is the impact of social media on our collective value as a society, as a people, as a community, and whatnot. Of course, social media needs no definition. Most of us are aware. I mean, when you talk about social media, you talk about Facebook is the first thing that comes to most people's mind. You have Twitter, you have Instagram, YouTube, and all that. What this other one, TikTok, and all that. So it's basically part of our lives. And that is why I feel like people who propagate the notion that, do away with social media, log off social media, get away from social media. Well, the truth is, I understand where they're coming from, and in a short term, it could be a solution. I mean, I remember when I did like a 6-month cleanse, social media cleanse. It just felt so peaceful and calming again, not seeing different news online, and every day is one story to the other. It's igniting anger or excitement. I get it, but I feel like that's a short-term solution, because the truth is social media is just at its very, very, very infant stage. I feel social media is going to be way more interwoven with our lives than we can imagine in the future. So it's going to be something that will be improved upon, expanded, and all that. So running away from it is not the solution. Okay, we just have to accept the fact that social media is here to stay, and is going to be like a very huge, significant part of our lives and part of the society. So the best thing will be to know more about it, get all the information or all the knowledge you can, and see how best you can adapt to it, because it's here to stay, whether we like it or not. So social media on its own is a very vast topic. There are a lot of things that we can start to talk about on social media, but today I'm just going to be focusing on the impact social media has made, in our society. What in terms of the values we propagate, in terms of our opinions and our views as a society. Has social media in any way contributed? And the answer is yes, and a huge lot. Social media has made great impact in our present society, in the views we hold. I mean, there's so many concepts and opinions and views that most people hold now that maybe back, say, 20 or even 25 years ago, most of us didn't even know what those terminologies were, not to talk of associating ourselves with such ideologies. So the first thing that I would say, just like every other thing, social media is not a bad guy. It's just like every other thing. It's a product of technology. It's a form of technology that was created to advance the human life and just make things easy for us. But what happens is, just like every other thing, we humans, if we don't manage especially a new tool or a new discovery well, it can just turn around and hurt us. So the first thing I would say is that social media obviously has created a lot of opportunities for us in the world. I mean, look at all the possibilities and businesses that has resulted today from social media. You see people from YouTube earning a whole lot of money. I mean, people have YouTube as their full-time job, and they're making bad money from it, like very, very, very good money from it. And I mean, it's just in every other platform, Instagram, Facebook, people are making good money. Apart from that, social media has created opportunities for businesses to be online. There's some people now, it's just online. You don't even need to have a physical structure or a physical company. There's so many freelancers, there's so many, I mean, it's endless. It has created endless possibilities. So if anybody would overlook that, I think that person will not be balanced. Social media has indeed created a whole lot of opportunities. You can even just not go to school and go to school on social media. It has connected us. I can be here and somebody 2 continents away, I could just be chatting with the person, or I could just wake up, oh, I want to speak with this person, I want to have a meeting with this person, and in the next minute I'm having a meeting. It doesn't matter where you are. So yes, social media has its huge benefits. And another thing social media has done is it has made us technological proficient. And the problem with that is that we have confused being technologically proficient with being, should I say, wise, or forming our own thoughts and opinions. Somebody's looking for a hospital to go to, you're looking for this, you're looking for that, blah, 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 blah. It's very easy. With technology, you can connect people and just do a whole lot of things. And some of us see that as being smart. And that's the problem. Because somebody maybe knows how to use social media or is technologically savvy, it automatically means the person is smart. And that's very wrong. That's a big lie. Being technologically savvy doesn't mean that you are smart. And that's what that's the illusion that social media has actually created. You see, most of us, we don't even have values or opinions of our own. Most of us are just social justice warrior. We don't even understand the ideologies, the concepts, the origin of some of the things that we just carry on our head and propagate. We don't even understand what it is. We don't even understand the history or origin. We're not able to think for ourselves. So it's just like we're in an echo room. Maybe a few group of people say something or bring up an ideology. It's just echoing, it's just bouncing around the walls, and that's what we surround ourselves with, and that's what we hear over and over again. And I like to say, or I like to think of social media as an amplifier, actually. So somebody brings up a concept of something I heard recently, which is called manspreading. There are lots of things out there on the media. So it's not a new concept. Apparently, something that has been there for a long time. But manspreading is basically, this thing of men occupying a space. So, like when a man is standing or he's sitting and then he spreads his leg. I didn't know that people have conceptualized that and put it as an ideology. And, we have some feminists that are talking about manspreading and how it just is toxic masculinity and all whatnot. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. So something like that now, okay? I'm sure maybe a group of people thought about it and came up with it and put it on social media. Social media being what it is, it amplified this message, and people are sharing and people are discussing and people are having debates and conferences about manspreading. And before you know it, somebody thinks, oh, okay, I feel like if I take up this concept, I'll be woke, or, oh, this is a new thing, this is a progressive concept or progressive ideology, and people take up this manspreading, and you see them on social media. When you read them on social media, the way they'll be canvassing for it, abusing, insulting people, or arguing about these things, you would think that they were the owners or they are the originators of this concept. But no, some of them don't even really understand what this concept is. So social media has taken away that humanistic ability for us to form our own opinion, to sit down and think about something and what exactly you as an individual, not as a group, what exactly you as an individual believe. So I think we've lost that with social media. Another impact that I would say that social media has made in our collective value as a society, it has weakened relationships. And that fact is not truer before than it is now. I feel like it has made us to reduce the importance or lessen the value, the worth of having person-to-person relationship or strengthening relationship. I mean, it's easy for you to pick up your phone and talk with somebody, your friend, and WhatsApp them or FaceTime them or whatever, and you don't see the need to, go to their house and visit, or you guys just go out and spend quality time because, hey, I've spoken with her, I've video called her, this and that, and even apart from that, it has weakened relationships in the sense that, I mean, you on social media, people don't value the concept of respecting another human being or respectfully disagreeing with people. Once somebody is saying something that you don't like, it triggers. People are so sensitive and it's easy to just call people all sorts of names and all that kind of stuff. Um, it's a very huge topic. If I feel like one can just pick each of these effects and discuss them extensively, but just like I said, social media is not the bad guy. But what I feel is the problem is that both the people regulating or the owners of this social media and the users, we have not really understood the power and the impact that social media has in our life. Certain measures that should be put in place have not been deemed important or considered important to be put in place. So for example, I mean, we saw what happened during the United States president election. We saw how a whole president of the United States, who's supposed to be the most powerful man in the world, was suspended on Facebook. And even though that's really not, I mean, it's not so much my business, whatever it is, but it just got me thinking, like, so who regulates these regulators? Who regulates them? Like, why would you, what is the compass? To what standard are you measuring people's freedom of speech or people's speech to know when to mute or delete someone? It's just like what happened too in Nigeria about last year, 2020, where we had the massacre of some Nigerians during the NSAS protest. And we had people put up, people were, alarmed, and people were putting up posts and all that. And Facebook and Instagram, the best they could do was to block this post and fact check them. And I'm like, what is the moral compass? What compass are you using to judge, to say this thing is a lie and fact check it? And that brings the problem of automation of artificial intelligence. It's supposedly artificial intelligence that regulates what people post, and if you post something that is against the guidelines of the social media community, it blocks you or it deletes the post. And I'm like, we should be very careful. We should be very careful if we decide to take this trend of automating artificial intelligence with the moral compass, because what that means is you have to be very sure that the moral compass that you are equipping these robots with is something that is really balanced and fair, because it's easy to tilt. It's easy to tilt to one side, and it's easy to lose our freedom of speech. For all I care, something I might have said in this video, which I obviously don't even know, or I did not mean it in the way, could result to maybe my video being demonetized or what. I mean, it happens, it's a common thing, and at this point, people don't even really care anymore. What's the line between freedom of speech and regulation of people's speech? What's the line? Is there any line really? Because I feel like it's a very thin line, even it's actually blurred. And so basically, that's my opinion. Personally, there are two things that I have started to just be conscious of when I'm using social media, and I would recommend that you could check it out and see if it's something that would also help you use social media more responsibly. And the first thing is, just take out time to really think for yourself and form your own values, form your own opinions. It's very easy. It's very easy to come on social media and you're carried away by, you don't even know, but you're being programmed by concepts and ideologies. You go to Facebook, they're saying the same thing. On Instagram, they're saying the same thing. And you go to YouTube, they're making videos, conferences. Everybody's saying the same thing, and nobody wants to be the odd one out. And you're like, okay, this must be the correct thing. This must be the progressive thing. This must be the woke thing. So I'm also going to buy their ideology. But, in doing that, it takes away that power that you have to have your own opinion, to have your own voice, because what is happening is every social media you open is saying one thing, is saying the other thing, and even if it disagrees with you, you are not allowed to voice your disagreement. It's really crazy out there. It's really crazy. Once you don't agree with an opinion, it's not like you're going to do anything about it, but you're just saying, look, I don't think this way, I don't think along the lines of what you're saying, or you automatically become, I don't know, you just become the devil itself. So I think that it's very important for us to still preserve that power, that freedom of having your own opinion, having your value. So before you go to social, most time, just take out time on your own to really think about stuff. Think about that ideology that you're beginning to consider. Ask yourself, does it really align with my core value as a human being? Is this what I really believe in? And if and whatever value or opinion you finally come up with, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed to have your opinion. That's what makes you human, that freedom. If not, we're just puppets and slaves and you know, so you should have that power. And the second thing I would say is learn social media etiquette. I think I should make another video on this, but basically be responsible for what you put out there, because remember, like they say, the internet never forgets. Once you put it out there, that's it. If I want to put something up or a post or picture and I'm still not very sure, think about it. You know, if I want to put out something, and no matter how innocent and how good or whatever it is, if I'm not very sure, like if I'm still having, oh, should I put it or not, I rather not put it. And I think about it, and until I'm sure that okay, this makes sense, and I think in the future this will not cause any problem, I put it out there. So I think that we should begin to observe social media etiquette, because it will do us well in the long run. Be careful what you say, take responsibility for what you put out there, and just be a responsible social media user. And another thing I think, which maybe this might not apply to us individually, but you know, the thing I mentioned about who regulates the regulator, how much power is given to these private companies to regulate people's freedom of speech. So of course it's a private company, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there should be policies and regulations and standards that, you know, both the regulator and the users of social media should be made to follow, so that if anyone falls short of that, then you bear the consequence. And somehow in that way, it brings some sort of stability and balance to this social media use. All right, guys, so that's what I have to say on this. I'll probably be making more videos on this social media topic, because I feel like there are a lot of things to say about it. And so let me know, what are your own views on what you know, basically what I have just discussed. What do you think about it? I would like to really hear your own views, and I'm going to see you in my next video. And if you're yet to subscribe, please click the red button, subscribe, and watch out for my next video. And until then, bye.